In South Park, Colorado, no celebrity is safe. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 celebrity roasts on South Park. For this list, we're looking at celebs that the hit show has satirized, poked fun at, or just plain destroyed with its visceral and stinging sense of humor. Number 20, Phil Collins.
Oh, I think it's a horrible tragedy, isn't it?
Let this be a lesson to all future musicians. Should you ever find yourself competing with Trey Parker and Matt Stone for a Best Original Song Oscar, then do yourself a favor and pull out, because the consequences for beating them will not be to your liking. Genesis singer Phil Collins learned this the hard way after You'll Be in My Heart won over Blame Canada at the 2000 Academy Awards.
You'll be inside of me. Deep inside of me.
As revenge, the creators had Collins make an appearance in South Park, where he was depicted as a boring singer that's constantly clutching his Oscar, which was later shoved where the sun don't shine. Lovely.
Put me down, you filthy bastards! Oh!
Number 19, Bono.
Hello everyone, I am Bono.
Apparently, Bono is not just the lead singer of U2, he's also an actual, literal piece of crap. When Randy Marsh takes a record-setting crap, he steals the title away from, you guessed it, Bono, who is none too pleased, let us tell you.
He can't beat my 9.5 Turks.
Well, he's going to try.
Fine, but he has to take the crap in front of you in Zurich.
But then it's revealed that Bono hadn't previously taken the world's biggest crap. He is the world's biggest crap. The second talking piece of poo in the South Park universe, but the first to take the form of a human.
Somebody's been keeping it a secret. Bono was never the record holder. He's the record.
According to the show, it's his status as a hunk of excrement that explains why Bono can do so much good in the world yet still appear like a huge turd.
Bono could not be reached for comment as he is currently in Africa helping the needy.
Number 18, Cesar Millan.
So tell me, what are the problems you're having with the child?
Despite being a short, fat kid, Cartman's misbehavior can at times be a force of nature that not even his mother can stop. Who else then could possibly control the boy? Why, the dog whisperer, of course.
No dog is too much for me to handle.
While he's well known for his work with canines, in the world of South Park, Cesar Millan turns out to be the one person able to keep Cartman in check. How? By treating him like a dog.
See, once again, I am the one going for a walk. This is about me. The child is lucky enough to come along.
Mom, this is degrading. God damn it.
Despite the role reversal, Millan actually gets off rather easy, considering he's portrayed in a positive light. He reins in and owns Cartman at every turn. How's that for an achievement?
See, this is the behavior we've been looking for.
Number 17, Saddam Hussein.
Hello, Satan.
Saddam.
Did you miss me, Buttercup?
Gay, sadistic, and sexually promiscuous, Saddam features heavily in South Park's feature film as one of the main antagonists.
Meet Saddam Hussein, my new partner in evil.
The former president of Iraq is given a whiny, high-pitched voice, as well as the typical split head appearance usually saved for Canadian characters.
Saddam Hussein, the Iraqi dictator?
Hey, relax, guy. I'm just your average Joe. Take a rest.
His first appearance saw him try to take over Canada, but a mass fart killed him.
They're using chemical warfare. How could they?
This sent him to hell, where he presumably began his romantic relationship with Satan.
What's it like up on Earth, Saddam? Tell me about it again.
Let's not talk. Let's get busy.
All in all, his was a fitting reimagination of one of the most hated men of the 21st century. Well, fitting for South Park in any case. Number 16, Bill Donohue.
Where is the rabbit?
Is it any surprise that South Park decided to rip the president of the Catholic League to pieces?
You asked for the help of the American Catholic League. Let us do our job.
In order to maintain the secret that St. Peter was actually a rabbit, Donohue proceeds to murder and torture anyone who speaks out, spouting that it's all in the name of God. By the episode's end, he has a complete meltdown and overthrows the Pope.
Enough of this blasphemy! I'm the Pope now! That means I am the voice of God!
Planning to kill anyone who's in his way. Luckily, Jesus shows up in the nick of time and puts an end to Donohue's tyranny.
Number 15, Tom Cruise.
So you're not the prophet, huh? You made me look stupid. I'm gonna sue you too.
Well, fine. Go ahead and sue me.
I will. I'll sue you in England.
All aspects of Cruise's controversial personality and lifestyle are heavily parodied in the classic and controversial episode Trapped in the Closet.
The frozen alien bodies were loaded onto Xenu's galactic cruisers, which looked like DC-8s, except with rocket engines.
When he's led to believe that Stan is the reincarnation of Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard, Cruise sycophantically seeks his approval.
Elron? Elron! It really is you! Oh, this is the greatest day of my life.
Dude, I need to go to bed.
He's utterly devastated when Stan admits he's not as good an actor as some others in Hollywood. So he barricades himself away and waits for various celebs to attempt to lure him out of the literal closet.
Tom? Tom, it's Nicole.
Hi, Nicole.
Tom, don't you think this has gone on long enough? It's time for you to come out of the closet.
Likely a form of retaliation at the real Cruise after he had a rerun of the episode banned, poor old Tom gets it again in some later episodes where he is, again, quite literally, packing fudge.
Hey guys, check it out. Tom Cruise is a fudge packer.
What did you call me?
Number 14, Michael Bay.
Mr. Bay, can you think of any ideas how to outwit these terrorists?
It may only be a short cameo, but that's all South Park needs to discredit this director. After he's brought in as a consultant on how to deal with a terrorist threat, all Bay can do is spout off ideas for special effects. The military council eventually calls him out on it and demands ideas instead. But of course, Bay being Bay, he doesn't know the difference.
We start by making a big CG building, and then we have a meteor go whoosh, and it's all like crawl, and motorcycles burst into flame while they jump over these helicopters, right?
We didn't think it was possible to burn a celebrity this badly in 30 seconds, but once again, Matt Stone and Trey Parker find a way.
Those aren't ideas, those are special effects. I don't understand the difference.
Number 13, Michael Jackson.
Here I am, blanket.
Despite his alias of Michael Jefferson, it's obvious who South Park is targeting here.
Guys, this is my dad, Michael Jefferson.
Michael Jefferson, yes. Hey, you want to play with me?
The childish singer has made numerous appearances over the years, most notably in the episode when he moves to South Park to get away from the constant accusations against him.
I'm sick and tired of people harassing Mr. Jefferson. All I've been hearing since Mr. Jefferson moved here are sick lies.
After his neglected son Blanket makes friends with Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Cartman, Jefferson tries to join the fun as a way of living out the childhood he missed.
Would you like to ride the train with me and start a magical journey?
Yes, I would. Mr. Jefferson, you're so awesome. Mr. Jefferson.
Even as a ghost or a hologram, the infantile MJ can't deal with what people say about him. So ignorant. You guys are ignorant. Number 12, Rob Reiner.
Don't they know how dangerous it is to their health? Don't they know the hazard of secondhand smoke?
He's given us The Princess Bride, Stand By Me, and a few other good flicks, which in South Park just gets you portrayed as a fat, arrogant mess of a man who cares more about pushing his ideas onto people than actually following his own creed.
I will end smoking in bars in Colorado. There will be no more smoking.
Isn't he awesome, you guys?
When the boys blame the tobacco industry for their smoking, Reiner rallies the town against it by means of creating a commercial that nearly kills the kids for the sake of realism. It's probably not the best idea to take health advice from a man full of green goo.
My goo! My precious goo!
Number 11, Barbra Streisand.
Hey, no wonder that Barbra Streisand lady wanted it.
Oh, who is that?
Oh, just this really, really old lady who wishes she was still only 45.
The singer has been cited as Matt Stone and Trey Parker's most hated celebrity, and she certainly gets one of the more abstract treatments of any famous person. Depicted as Mecha Streisand, she destroys South Park after obtaining an ancient artifact from the boys by torturing them with her singing.
I don't know how much more I can take, dude.
All right, you asked for it. I'm gonna tell you now.
It takes the likes of Leonard Maltin, Sidney Poitier, and Robert Smith of The Cure to eventually destroy her with their kaiju transformation abilities. But Tom Cruise and his fellow pissed-off celebrities later revive her.
Great Scott! It's Barbra Streisand!
I thought the Barbra Streisand had been destroyed by the Robert Smiths.
This time, Only a duet with Neil Diamond can mollify the gargantuan robotic musical diva.
Well, that's because I loved you, girl. And I still love you now. What have you got to say?
Number 10. John Edward.
I'm not a douche. What if I really believe dead people talk to me?
Then you're a stupid douche.
In what has to be one of the most scathing renditions of a celebrity ever animated, Stan summarizes why this TV psychic is the ultimate douchebag.
I'm saying this to you, John Edward. You are a liar, you are a fake, and you are the biggest douche ever.
He's immediately shown to be fake, but the show goes to great lengths to explain how his supposed communication with the dead is extremely harmful, not only for the grieving individuals who are suckered into his con, but also for humanity as a whole.
You aren't just lying, you're slowing down the progress of all mankind, you douche.
Douche!
As a person, Edward is shown to be insecure, self-absorbed, and yeah, just a total douche.
Now come on now!
Here he is, the biggest douche of the universe.
Number 9. Al Gore.
And someday, when the world is rid of Man Bear Pig, everyone will say, "Thank you, Al Gore. You're super awesome."
Excelsior! Poor Al has done a lot of good in his career, but if that were to stop Matt Stone and Trey Parker from mocking the former vice president, what kind of satirists would they be?
This is the end of you, Man Bear Pig.
Depicted as unstable and almost insane when it comes to his search for the imaginary man-bear pig, Gore is sometimes seen wearing a cape while running around pretending to fly.
I've killed MVP, and now I must save the world from something else. Maybe I'll make a movie starring me. Then people will take me super serial. Excelsior!
Speaking in an effeminate manner, Gore is perfectly detached from reality, living in a world where an animal can be half man, half bear, and half pig all at the same time.
It is a creature which roams the earth alone. It is half man, half bear, and half pig.
Number 8. James Cameron.
This is it. Throttle down!
He's directed some of the most successful movies of all time, set a record by traveling deeper into the Mariana Trench than anyone else, and has one hell of a catchy theme song.
His name is James Cameron, the bravest pioneer. No budget too steep, no sea too deep. Who's that? It's him, James Cameron.
On a mission to raise the bar of humanity, which dropped to new lows after we accepted Honey Boo Boo, Cameron once again descends into the darkness of the ocean, encountering Randy Newman along the way.
I've been diving in the deep and I'm feeling so cheap.
While everyone else seems bored of his exploits, we can't get enough of them. Oh, and congrats on being the only Canadian in South Park who doesn't look like, well, every other Canadian.
James Cameron does what James Cameron does because James Cameron is James Cameron.
Number 7. Paris Hilton.
What does she do? She's super rich. But what does she do? She's totally spoiled and snobby. What does she do?
She's a whore.
Hilton is perhaps the definition of a celebrity. She's only really famous for being famous, and the South Park creators really let her have it. First off, the hotel heiress is depicted as having more than a few sexual partners.
Sorry if I'm a little spent. I did a whole lot of partying last night with a lot of different guys.
Then, all of her previous pets have committed suicide, so she buys Butters and stuffs him into a bear suit as her next victim.
My sort of girlfriend dressed me up like this.
Your girlfriend?
There you are, Mr. Biggles. Oh, I thought I'd lost you. Promise you'll never leave me.
To top it off, she enters a whore-off with Mr. Slave, which ends with the wonky-eyed heiress being inserted, well, inside him. It's harsh, but in the South Park world, perhaps that's a fitting end for Paris.
My God, it's so gross. Let me out of here.
Number 6. Caitlyn Jenner.
I'm not going to apologize for saying Caitlyn Jenner isn't a hero.
Her transition from man to woman caused a media storm, so of course South Park was going to take a stab at her. Contradicting popular opinion, Kyle states that coming out as transgender doesn't make her a hero, and that she's getting caught up in her own publicity.
I thought we were all on board that Caitlyn Jenner is an amazing, beautiful woman who had the exquisite bravery of a butterfly flying against the wind.
As if that weren't bad enough, she goes on to become the Vice President of the United States after running alongside Donald Trump, we mean Mr. Garrison. Given her new position of power, we're sure to see much more of her wacky antics in the years to come.
Buckle up, buckaroo!
Number 5. Russell Crowe.
Born in New Zealand in 64, a hot-headed actor named Russell Crowe.
He loves to act, but he loves one thing more: fighting
round the world.
This Australian actor aptly has a show called Russell Crowe Fighting Around the World, and that title really says it all.
Fighting round the world.
Russell Crowe.
Crowe randomly beats people up who are even slightly critical about his work, and even a few who aren't, to be honest.
Dude, the director said to cut it.
My fighting is poetry. You don't edit Russell Crowe's poetry, you testicle.
Along with his good friend Tugger, a boat, the incredibly offensive Australian beats up folks that he calls Chinamen, black people, and scrotums.
Oh my god, it's Russell Crowe! Oh my god! Why don't you mind your own business, you scrotum?
Perhaps worst of all, he even beats up a cancer patient in a misguided attempt to fight cancer itself. Even poor Tugger grows tired of Crowe's antics in the end.
Take your love, I gotta take it.
Number 4, R. Kelly.
I was just standing here, and Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. And I asked myself, why won't Tom Cruise just come out the closet?
This is another quick cameo, but one that blends so well with the episode's hilarious premise that we couldn't bring ourselves to not include it. With Tom Cruise refusing to come out of the closet, literally of course, the police get this R&B singer to try and persuade him.
And I calm myself down, and I pull out my gun. Oh, Jesus.
In a callback to Kelly's infamous opera Trapped in the Closet, he tries to serenade Cruise to come out, only to end up locked up with him. And all this just adds another layer of crazy to this episode. How big is that closet anyway?
Now I'm in the closet. Now I'm in the closet too.
Number 3, Mel Gibson.
How dare you call me crazy? This means war!
He's totally insane and one of the few South Park characters to have his real face used for his parody.
Jesus, oh how I love you, Jesus!
When Stan and Kenny travel to Gibson's house to get their money back for the Passion of the Christ, he promptly strips off and asks the boys to torture him, as you do.
Ha! So you do intend to torture me, huh? Well, go ahead. Do your worst. You still won't get your ticket money back. I can take whatever you can dish out.
Now, with the Braveheart blue face paint, Gibson chases the boys back to South Park, where he insists that the whole town torture him.
I guess now you're gonna start torturing me. Ugh! Oh, my nipples are so tender, don't squeeze them anymore!
That's Mel Gibson?
And to think, this episode actually came out 2 years before Gibson's reputation went down the tubes. Number 2, Lorde.
Randy Marsh is Lorde. That's about the gist of it. Yet somehow, the way the show approaches the idea of Randy having a double life as the New Zealand pop star makes it work.
And then finally I use the auto-tune.
Feeling good on a Wednesday, giving me the hope, giving me the hope to go on.
While no one seems to be able to see through Randy's flimsy disguise, which is limited to throwing on a dress and yelling out that he is Lorde, there's also an odd sincerity to this running gag.
Okay, yeah.
Aside from the obvious joke of having Stan's dad pose as a young female singer, the way the character speaks so highly of her kinda makes us want Randy and Lorde to be the same person. We are sure she was flattered.
Oh, right, I forgot to tell you that part. I'm actually Lorde.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, Kanye West.
Hey man, I'm a genius, alright? I'm the most talented musician in the world. If I was a homosexual or a fish, I would know.
Never have fish sticks been so funny. Well, unless you're Yeezy.
No, because you said you like fish dicks, Kanye. Don't you get it? You see, fish dicks is a play on words.
Apparently Kanye is the only one who doesn't understand the childish gag, as he goes on a murderous rampage in his attempt to have the joke explained.
I ain't gonna hurt you. I pay people to do that for me.
Oh shit, oh no man, come on, I got no dick, man.
He eventually sets his ego aside and accepts his life as a gay fish. Now content with his newly found sexuality, he wastes no time mingling with other seafaring creatures.
I wanted to be free with other creatures like me, and now I got my wish. Cause I know that I'm a gay fish.
Of course, he eventually reforms and instead decides to marry a hobbit.
If she was here, you could all see for yourself how beautiful she is. But she can't be here because she has a movie coming out on Friday, directed by Peter Jackson, called The Hobbit.
This depiction perfectly captures the rapper's egotistical nature while throwing in just enough trademark South Park randomness to make this the ultimate celebrity send-up.
My girl ain't no hobbit. Please God tell me I'm not engaged to no hobbit.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.